This is more than just a podcast. It's a moment to stop, to breathe, to notice how you've been showing up. We were taught to push through, to stay strong, to hold it all together even when it cost us connection. But fatherhood was never meant to be survival. Here, we slow down before we raise our voice. We regulate before we correct. We learn that presence does more than pressure ever could. Because when a father changes how he shows up, the entire home shifts. Children feel safe instead of tense, partners feel supported instead of alone, and calm replaces chaos. Brothers, this is where awareness becomes action, where healing becomes leadership, where strength is measured by steadiness, not control. This is 15 Minutes with Dad, and this is the work, this is the responsibility, and this is how we change generations. Welcome back to 15 Minutes with Dad. This is episode 2 of Fatherhood While Healing series. In episode 1, we talked about what happens when the family changes. The relationship changes, the home changes, the schedule changes, the identity you had as a father, partner, and man gets challenged. Today, we're going to go into one of the hardest parts of that transition, co-parenting while you are still hurt. Let's be honest. It's one thing to talk about peaceful co-parenting when everyone is healed. It's another thing to co-parent when your heart is still heavy. And so many men get stuck in this place and sometimes end their life in this place. When conversations still trigger you, when the custody schedule still feels painful, when the person you once built with now feels like someone you have to negotiate with, when you are trying to protect your child's peace while still trying to find your own. That is real life. And that is why this episode matters. So broader parenting conversations are shifting right now. More parents are talking about stress, mental health, co-parenting, blended families, and changing household structures at the same time. The U.S. Surgeon General's 2024 advisory named parental stress as a major public health concern, with parents reporting high stress more often than other adults. So if you are stressed, overwhelmed, lonely, grieving, unsure how to lead right now, this conversation is for you. Not because you are failing, but simply because you are human. Co-parenting under stress is not normal communication with a different label. It is communication while grieving, planning while triggered, making decisions while hurt, sharing responsibility while rebuilding trust, or accepting that trust may never look the same again. My friend, that is a lot. And when children are involved, the stakes feel higher because every text message can feel loaded or tricky. Every schedule change can feel personal, like they're trying to invoke their time or invoke their decisions on your life. Every disagreement can feel like a reminder of why the relationship ended. And if you are not careful, your hurt can start speaking for you. And that is where fathers have to slow down. That is where the you 2.0 becomes practical. It's not motivational, it's practical. And you have to ask, who am I becoming in this season? Am I reacting from pain or responding from purpose? Am I trying to win against my co-parent or protect emotional safety for my child? Those questions matter because your child does not need you to be perfect during this season. Your child needs you to be steady, regulated. Research keeps pointing to one major truth. Children are not only affected by separation itself, they are deeply affected by the conflict around the separation. A 2023 paper on preventing mental health problems in children after high conflict separation found that children exposed to high interparental conflict after separation or divorce face greater risk for depression, anxiety, conduct problems, and emotional insecurity. That means the emotional climate truly matters. The tone matters. The tension matters. The way parents communicate matters. And your child may not know the legal details. They may not understand adult disappointment. They may not understand why things ended, but they feel stress. They feel silence. They feel anger. They feel when parents cannot be in the same emotional room without making the child feel like they are standing between two storms. And this is not about blame. This is about awareness. Because once you know the impact, we can choose differently. As a father, you can choose differently. Why does peaceful co-parenting protect children? The supportive stance says this: even when the romantic relationship ends, the parenting relationship still needs structure. Not friendship, not pretending, not forced closeness. It needs structure. Children need adults who can communicate with enough calm to create safety. They need schedules that feel predictable. They need reassurance. They need permission to love both parents. And they need to know the separation is not their fault. They need to know they are not responsible for adult emotions. Research on shared child parenting and post-divorce adjustment continues to show that father involvement matters for children development. Newer research is paying closer attention to how fathers experience adapting to parenting after divorce. And that matters because fatherhood does not end when the household changes. Your child still needs your voice, your presence, your consistency, your emotional steadiness. And this is where the aligned father shows up. Not as a man who has no pain, but as a father who refuses to let pain become the leader of his parenting. So there's a counter stance where they say, my co-parent does not deserve my peace. Now let's address that counter argument, because some fathers are thinking, you do not know what she did. You do not know how unfair this feels. You do not know how hard I tried. You do not know how much I lost, or what she's saying to my child, or what she's planting in my child's head, and how she's lying on me and telling lies to the police and telling lies to the judge and to the attorneys. And I want to honor that because that's real. Some separations are painful, and there are things that may not fall in the construct of this conversation so easily. Some co-parenting situations feel unfair. Some fathers feel misunderstood, dismissed, or emotionally erased. Some are navigating custody pressure, financial stress, accusations, and constant conflict. So when someone says, just co-parent peacefully, it also can feel very insulting. Because peace is hard when you still feel wounded. But here's the truth. Peaceful co-parenting, it's not about saying your pain does not matter. It's refusing to make your child carry it. Maturity is not pretending you are okay. It's processing your pain somewhere safer than your child's nervous system. That could be therapy, a trusted brother, friend, journaling, faith, a fatherhood community, a counselor, a coach. But it cannot be your child. Your child should never become the emotional container for your separation. We have to talk about the broader reality. Parents today are under pressure. Financial pressure, custody pressure, work pressure, technology pressure, mental health pressure. And when family structures change, that stress multiplies. More children are also growing up in blended family structures. Pew Research Center reported in 2026 that 17% of U.S. children younger than 18 live in a blended family based on household members they live with most or all the time. That means many fathers are not only navigating separation, they are navigating new household, new partners, step-parent dynamics, half-siblings, transitions between homes, new routines, new emotional expectations, and that creates complexity. And children need adults who understand the emotional load of that complexity, not adults who add more chaos to it. And this is where calm leadership matters. Your child's life may have two homes, but your child should not have to have two emotional battlefields. So here's a blind spot many fathers miss. When we are hurt, we often confuse control with protection. We want to control the schedule, control the conversation, control what the other parent does, control how our child feels, control the narrative. But control is exhausting. And most of the time, control creates more conflict. The healthier question is, what can I lead? You can lead your tone. You can lead your response. You can lead your home. You can lead your consistency. You can lead how your child feels when they are with you. You can lead your healing. And that is enough work for one man. That is real leadership. So let's make this practical. Co-parenting under stress may look like this. You get a text from your co-parent. Your body tightens up. You read it 3 times. You hear attitude in the message. You start typing a response with all the frustration you have been holding. That moment matters because that is where the pattern either repeats or it changes. The older version of you reacts. The aligned version pauses. Not because you're weak, not because she wins. It's because you are leading yourself. So try this instead. Read the message. Put the phone down. Then ask yourself, what is the child-centered issue here? Not how do I prove my point? How do I defend myself? Not how do I win? Ask, what does my child need from this exchange? That question changes the response. Here's a practical framework fathers can use. Regulate before responding. Do not respond while activated. A dysregulated text can create days of conflict. Breathe. Wait. Write the response in your notes first, if needed. Then decide if it should be sent. Keep messages child-centered. Talk about logistics, health, school, schedule, needs. Avoid emotional arguments through text. Text is not the place for old wounds. Do not use your child as a messenger. No child should have to say, Mom said, my dad said. Tell your mom, ask your dad. That creates emotional pressure. Keep adult communication with adults. Let your child love both homes. This is hard, but necessary. Do not make your child feel guilty for enjoying time with the other parent. Your child's love is not betrayal. 5, create stability in your own home. You may not control both homes, but you can create peace in yours. Routines, calm tone, connection time, structure, emotional safety. This gives your child something very solid. And lastly, process your pain away from the child. You need support, but your child should not become your therapist. Fathers need community too. And this is not weakness, it is emotional responsibility. Toddlers need smooth transitions. They may not understand separation with words. They understand rhythm, tone, and comfort. Kids need reassurance. They may wonder if the separation was their fault. Say clearly, this is not your fault. You are loved. We are still your parents. Preteens need emotional space. They may ask harder questions. Answer honestly, without oversharing adult details. Teens need respect. They can sense tension quickly. They need parents who do not make them choose sides. Adolescents need guidance without pressure. They may form strong opinions. Let them speak without turning them into your emotional ally. At every stage, children need the same foundation: safety, consistency, love, freedom from adult conflict. So at some point, some fathers will begin navigating blended family dynamics. New partners, bonus children, shared household, new emotional loyalties. This requires patience. Do not rush your child to accept a new family structure. Do not force closeness. Do not make your child responsible for your new beginning. Let trust grow naturally. Children need permission to adjust at their own pace. And fathers need to understand that blending families is not only logistics. It is emotional leadership. It's a chance for you to present yourself with emotional leadership. So you are helping children make sense of love, loyalty, loss, and change. And that all takes time. The aligned father is not the father who never gets triggered. He is the father who learns what to do when he is triggered. He does not pretend the separation does not hurt. He does not use the child to punish the other parent. He does not confuse bitterness with boundaries. An aligned father does not make co-parenting about ego. He consistently asks, what protects my child's peace? What keeps me aligned with my values? What response will I respect tomorrow? What kind of father do I want my child to remember during this season? That is the work. That is fatherhood while healing. If there's one thing I want every father to take from today, it is this. Co-parenting while hurt is difficult, but your pain cannot become your parenting plan. Your child needs more than access to both parents. They need emotional safety between both worlds. They need to know they can love freely. They need to know the adults are working to keep them out of the middle. They need to see a father who can feel pain without becoming pain. That is leadership. That is healing. That is the kind of fatherhood that changes generations. And in the next episode, we're talking about the fatherhood identity crisis. Who are you after the relationship ends? Until then, brothers, stay grounded. Respond slower, protect your child's peace, and keep becoming. Before you move on, let's pause here. Because growth doesn't happen in the listening. It happens in what you choose next. So you don't need to change everything. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be present. Stay present long enough to practice something different. So carry this into your home, into those small moments, the hard conversations, and the quiet decisions no one applauds. That's where fatherhood is built. And if something here resonated, let it become action. Let it become consistency, or become the way that you lead. Because this is how trust is formed. This is how safety is felt, and this is how generational change actually happens. And if this episode helps you, share it with another father who's trying to do better. And if you have a story, a win, or a lesson you're learning, email me at Lirec, Lirec, at 15minuteswithdad.com. That's Lirec at 15minuteswithdad.com. Because this work grows through shared experiences.